happy new month, the 1st of November 2023. It's exactly 9 p.m. This is Gttv News with me, Aisatukuli. In the headlines this evening, Gambia gears up for the celebration of homecoming heritage in Janjanbureh as President Barrow presided over the launch of its activity preparatory. Amir Baba Eftarawale has welcomed the special security operation on encroachment and encouraged others to comply. National Youth Parliament kicks off its 2023 ordinary session with youth empowerment demands. Police have arrested 9 people for defying demolition preparations. In internationals, Palestinian Ambassador to United Kingdom has condemned Israel's forces' ground operation on Gaza. Those are the headlines. Let's now look at them in details. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Gttv News with me, Aisatukuli. President Adama Barrow on Tuesday presided over the launch of preparatory activities of bicentenary founding of Janjanbureh, formerly known as Georgetown, and Central River Region headquarters in 2024 at a ceremony held at Bakadayi Hotel. The 4-day ceremony aims to showcase cultural heritage, establish a robust rural tourism program, foster social unity within Gambia, and honor the 200-year historical journey of the island. More on this report.
Speaking at the event, His Excellency President Adama Barrow said that in every nation, there comes a time when there is a need to reflect on the past in relation to the present in order to determine a nation have come to learn, draw inspiration, prepare and draw conclusions for a better future.
In the annals of every nation, then it pays very much to reflect on the past in relation to the present in order to determine how far we have come. Learn lessons, draw conclusions, enrich our experiences, draw inspiration, and prepare ourselves for a better future. This is the essence of historical data. As human beings, we must admit that history is an integral part of existence and thus influences our lives and contributes to shaping our nations and development trends. History has proven to be instructive as a source of reference for all shades of people, young and old, all types of communities, rich and poor, and all categories of institutions, formal and informal.
He said that holding the bicentenary celebrations is making history and will help in making informed decisions, plans, and actions as he has high regards in making history and people who make history.
History embodies all actions and events associated with space and time. Hence, we are making history by holding this event here. Wisdom dictates, therefore, that we occasionally make reference to history as the sum of human endeavors and their consequences to inform our decisions, plans, and actions. In fact, nations often lean back on their glorious past to mobilize their people for constructive and sustainable development. In times of crisis too, our shared history becomes a rallying tool to unite us to strive towards a common destiny. This is why, personally, I have high regard for history and people who make history.
For his part, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Ahmad M. Keba, thanked the Gambian leader and all individuals who attended the event, adding that his ministry is eager to put culture and history at the center of national development through boosting tourism and building a cohesion society amongst Gambians.
Your Excellency, my ministry is eager to put culture and history at the center of national development through the boosting of tourism, building a cohesive society and forging a strong sense of cultural pride among our citizens.
Pledges were made by the Chief Patron, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, and other individuals, ranging both kind and cash, from the sum of 100,000 to $2.5 million towards the commemoration of the event. Janjanbureh Island was first settled by the Western traders in the 15th century, but in the 19th century, it was no longer a visible trading post due to frequent wars between Wuli and Nyani, subsequently become the dominance of the British. Formerly named Makati Island after Sir Charles Makati, former Governor-General of the British West African Territories in 1832. The island was also populated by liberated Africans, and the town gradually became an administrative and economic center for the Gambia. Aissatou Koli, Gambian Talents TV.
Amir of Ahmadiyya Jamat, Baba Eftarwale, has welcomed the special security operation on encroachment and urged the police to continue monitoring the demolished structures to help deter its owners from reconstructing their structures after demolition. Lamin MC Safaz in this report.
Speaking to journalists during the operation in Talindim, Amir Baba Eftarwale welcomed the operation and described it as part of national development. He also encouraged the enforcing officers to make sure of its maintenance.
Important maintenance. We maintain. It will be a big failure on the side. And whoever asks you or the institution to do this, when you come next year, everything back. 31st of October, everything back.
Amir Trawale, whose structure was not spared, commended the officers and urged others to follow since it is a national development.
Law is there to protect all of us. So as far as we are concerned, wherever you want to demolish, or you want to ask also demolish this all.
He said they are a religious organization that is law-abiding, and Islam has taught them all of these things. He added that there is no single aspect of life that is not taught by Islam, which include littering and many other things. He said it is disappointing that people will take their garbage and throw them on the streets. The Prophet ﷺ said cleanliness is half of faith, that you cannot be a true Muslim without having cleanliness. Reporting for Gttv News, I am Lamilem Sise.
The National Youth Parliament on Monday kicked off its 2023 ordinary session of the 9th National Youth Parliament Gambia at the National Assembly Chambers in Banjul. The occasion is described as a significant milestone in their quest to represent the voice of the young people of the Gambia and create the avenue for their participation in decision-making processes. Here is an excerpt.
NYP has a membership of 53 constituency representatives, 7 nominated women from various regions, and 2 nominated representatives of persons with disabilities, with a landmark of 47% women representation. Fatou Kinte, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare, who spoke on behalf of the Minister of Youth and Sports, told the parliamentarians that the Gambia government will address the concerns, needs and aspirations of youth of the Gambia with urgency.
The government of the Gambia is cognizant of the fact that youth form 67% of the country's population. As a result, addressing their concerns and needs and interests with the utmost urgency it deserves has been the primary objective of the government of the Gambia.
Omar Cham, the Speaker of the National Youth Parliament, said the country's future is inexorably linked to peace and security. As young leaders of the Gambia, they are resolute in commitment to building a more peaceful, just and equitable nation. He said that understand that peace isn't just the absence of conflict, it is also includes the presence of justice, equality, and efficient democratic governance, and commend the government's effort in the recent prioritization of the post-TRRC bills.
Young leaders of the Gambia, we are resolute in our commitment to building a more peaceful, just, and equitable nation. We understand that peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It as well includes the presence of justice, equality, and efficient democratic governance. We want to commend government's effort in recent prioritization of the post-TRRC bills. This effort would go a long way in solidifying the gains of our traditional justice process and address the most urgent needs of the victims. We are hoping that such effort is extended in the reintroduction of the draft constitution, a process we believe is the fulcrum of our transitional justice. We therefore call on government, esteemed partners, and all relevant stakeholders to join us in prioritizing our youth. The destiny of our nation hinges on how well we empower youth. We must understand that we are not just leaders of tomorrow, we are the leaders of today.
Honorable Degen Job, the Deputy Speaker of NYP, said that the NYP sit-ins serve as a platform where grassroots voices are heard, policies are influenced to support youth development, and social sector investments, including education and skills development for young people. She said that the gathering will provide an opportunity to engage with young parliamentarians and gain a deeper understanding of their aspirations while actively participate in decisions on youth-centered policies and programs.
This gathering will provide an opportunity to engage with young parliamentarians to gain deeper understanding of our aspirations while we actively participate in discussions on youth-centric policies and programs. We call on the President, the Executive, and the National Assembly to make young people a national priority, as this will enable proper resource allocation and investment for the development of the young people.
Alaji Jaju, the Executive Director of National Youth Council, assured the young parliamentarians of their support and the aspirations they have for the young people of the Gambia are met.
On paper that comes out, we want to assure all of you that from the Ministry to the National Youth Council, we will work with you to ensure that the aspirations that we all have for young people of this country are met. We have a responsibility, and we will work with you to ensure this responsibility is fulfilled.
2 motions were tabled, considered and adopted for the government to prioritize youth in all aspects of the recovery-focused National Development Plan 2023-2027, moved by member for Serekunda Abduba, an amendment of the 1997 Constitution, and provide a quota system in women leadership roles by member for West Coast Region, Sarah Sise. Their core focus in this year's session aligns with the recovery focus of the National Development Plan and Sustainable Development Goals, the African Youth Charter, National Youth Policy, and other development frameworks, especially address or generally mainstream the affairs of the youth. Aisa Tukuli, Gambian Talents TV News.
Police arrest dozens of people for allegedly refusing to comply with government-backed special security operation of illegal encroachment that has seen dozens of structures demolished within the Greater Banjul area, Mbambasise reports.
As the operation entered its second week, has seen 9 people being arrested by the police for defying to comply with their demolition exercise. Police has warned the public to comply, and this is from defying order of the special security operation. Since the launch of the special security operation of illegal encouragement, which is being enforced by security officers led by the police, has been welcomed with mixed reaction among Gambians. The demolition has been welcomed as a milestone development that will help to clear the street and address road accidents. But some, especially the victims, describe it as wrong. However, Mohamed Kamara, whose restaurant was among the demolished structures along the Serekunda Tipa garage, welcomed the operation but said the notification was not published. He urged the government to help the restaurant owners with wider and secure places. He denounced constructing shops and stalls on the roadsides, while saying with the demolition operation that it will keep the country clean and address road accidents. He urged all those whose structures were demolished to come and take patience and know that the operation is part of the ongoing development of the country. Reporting for Gttv News, I am Mbambasise.
Welcome back. Let's now shift our attention to news beyond our borders. Now, Palestinian Ambassador to the United Kingdom has condemned Israel's ground force operation in Gaza as a crime against humanity and called for international action to hold the Israel president and his government responsible for committing crime against humanity. This comes after Israel's military confirmed that a senior Hamas commander has been killed in a deadly airstrike on Gaza refugee camp. Modula Minjob reports.
Speaking to LBC television, Hussam said Zomlot described the Israel attack on Gaza as a war against humanity and described it as the most barbaric, adding that Israel shouldn't have bombarded a refugee camp that killed 25,000 people and injured dozens.
Into question? Well, it's not my job to call that in question. My job is to confirm that what Israel did is a war against humanity. You don't go and bombard a refugee camp, the most dense on earth. Children, women, families, destitute people, because you have information there is some suspect in that area. Those matters are not done in today's world, not by a state that is recognized by the world and has a seat in the United Nations. This is the most barbaric, unacceptable acts. And the question is, did Israel breach international law after the 7th of October? In every go.
He said Israel continues to breach international law by bombarding civilians in Gaza, also adding that more than 8,000 innocent civilians have now been killed and diseases have been spread among them as a result of drinking contaminated water.
We have more than 8,000 civilians, innocent people killed by Israeli bombardments. We have more than 3,000 children, 3,000 and generators. You have the spread of diseases now, including cholera, because people are drinking contaminated water. Allow me.
Okay.
Are all those breaches of international law? 100%. Did Israel breach international law before the 7th of October? 200%. The siege on Gaza is illegal. The military occupation and colonization is illegal. The settler violence is illegal. The apartheid regime that has been enforced on the Palestinian people is illegal. The killing of many Palestinian peaceful protesters in the West Bank is illegal. We have more than 110 of them in the last couple of weeks. The question has come not about Israel and Palestine. The question is about our international system, about this double standards and inability to enforce laws on Israel like anybody else. This is the key question. And
reporting for Gttv News, I am Modlamin Job.
That's the end of this news bulletin, but before we go, let's look at the top stories once again. Gambia gears up for the celebration of homecoming heritage in Janjanbureh as President Barrow presided over the launch of its activity preparatory. Amir Baba Eftarawale has welcomed the special security operation on encroachment and encouraged others to comply. National Youth Parliament kicks off its 2023 ordinary session with youth empowerment demands. Police have arrested 9 people for defying demolition preparations. In internationals, Palestinian Ambassador to United Kingdom has condemned Israel's forces' ground operation on Gaza. That's all we have for you tonight's bulletin. Do stay for our upcoming interesting programs. Until then, it's a bye from me and the entire production team. Do have a blissful November and a peaceful one.